video is going to be on how to throw a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, a curveball, a circle change, and a splitter. It'd just be an abbreviated version of how to throw these, and it's intended for young baseball players who want to be pitchers in the future. And so first off, before you go and start throwing, you're going to want to stretch. Do a little light jogging before you stretch for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then you want to hop into your stretching. And the good stretches before throwing would be the arm across the body. You want to pull it with your opposite arm. Keep your shoulders relaxed below your shoulders. You want to feel that stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then you want to switch to the other arm and just do it the opposite direction. Hold that for another 10 to 15 seconds. The next stretch would be behind the head, by pulling back with your opposite hand. You can pull your elbow back towards your back, so behind you. You want to feel that stretch running down through here. You want to hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. Switch, do the opposite arm, and you'll also feel it down in this area. If you're feeling pain and you're stretching too hard, you might want to slow down or stop. Hold this for about 10 or 15 seconds also. Some more things to do would be arm circles with your palm facing down. Start with small circles and then get bigger. And you want to do this for about 10 to 15 seconds and then bring it back and make them smaller again until they're back here in the middle. Then you want to switch and do it with the other arm. Then once you've done both arms, you turn your palm up and you do it backwards. And get bigger as you go. And then it gets smaller again. And bring it back. Then you're also going to want to stretch out your lower body, because your lower body is very important in throwing, pitching. You use a lot of your legs. If you don't use your legs, you're likely going to get injured. So you want to stretch your quads by doing the quad stretch, pulling your leg back behind your body. Hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. Stretch your calves, either by raising your toe up against the wall, keep your heel on the ground, and standing up straight against the wall. You'll feel a stretch in your calf. Hold that for 10 seconds. Do that on both legs. And then do about 5 or 10 more minutes of jogging to just stay warm. Then when you start throwing softly, just start playing catch, just back and forth easily, getting further and further apart as you get warmed up. And then once we get into actual throwing, here is the pitches I'm going to show you. How to position your hands on the ball and how to throw them, how to release them from your hand as you're throwing. So the first pitch is going to be the 4-seam fastball. So you have your baseball. It's got one continuous line of seam on it. It's the red. It's never broken up. It just never ends. It keeps going round and round and round. The 4-seam fastball is going to be held with your fingers on this part of the ball, across, like so. And you want to hold the ball in your fingertips, not back in your hand like this. If your ball's out on your fingertips, you're going to push the ball when you release, and the ball is going to have more velocity on it. And they call this a 4-seam fastball because when you throw, it rolls off your fingers, and 1 seam rolls by, 2 seams, 3 seams, then 4 seams go past. You can see 4 seams as the ball's coming at you. And when the ball's coming at you, and you see it's a 4-seam fastball, you know the ball's going to go fairly straight, coming fairly fast. But it will also have some movement on it, but not a whole lot. What it'll do, it might ride inside on a right-handed batter. Like I throw right-handed, so this is all for right-handed, backwards for lefties. It might ride inside on a right-handed batter and away from a right-handed batter, or away from a left-handed batter. My bad. And the next pitch will be a 2-seam fastball. 2-seam fastball is very similar. You throw it the same exact way. There's no real difference between this and the four seam except for the way you hold it. And again, you hold it on your fingertips, not back in your palm. And this way you push off and you throw, and it has some backspin on it. But instead of holding the ball on the four seams, you hold it on these two seams up top, right here, right where usually there's a logo in between this area on the ball. Like this one says NCAA. You want to hold it here because when you throw, the ball will release off your fingertips, and you'll see 1, 2 seams go by. 1, 2. Now this one tends to move, like cut in a lot more. It goes inside on a right-handed batter. If you're a right-handed thrower, it'll go inside on a lefty if you throw it left-handed. And this ball also has quite a bit of velocity, but the four-seam fastball is going to go a little faster, not much, 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. The next pitch is going to be a circle change. There's a few ways to hold a circle change. I like to hold mine like this. You kind of make the circle with your thumb and your index finger. And this ball, you're holding this one back in your hand, so it's pretty much resting in your palm. This is a changeup, so it goes a little slower than the fastball. When you release this, you come through, and as you release the ball, you flick down, so the ball comes out right here, and you push down. It has a lot of spin on it. The ball will go slower. It looks like a four-seam fastball the way I hold it, because these four seams will go by. And once you get good enough at learning how to throw one of these, your arm speed should be the same as throwing a fastball. The ball will just come out slower, and this will distract batters, and usually they'll be ahead of it. Sometimes they'll be able to read it, but most of the time they'll be ahead of it, and they'll either pull it foul or to be way in front of it and miss. So it's a very good pitch to have. Fastball changeup is probably the best combination in baseball. The next pitch is going to be the curveball. This one I don't really recommend until you're almost done growing, about done growing in your arm, elbow area. There's a lot of torque on your elbow and wrist when you throw this ball, and it can be dangerous to young people. So like I said, like fastball and changeup is going to get you through when you're younger, and you don't need to worry about a curveball. But when you throw a curveball, you hold the ball like this. You hold it in the middle of, you hold the four seam right here. You're going to hold the curveball, just to tilt the ball, put your fingers together. See my middle finger is right next to the seam. When you throw this ball, you come over the top, but instead of throwing it like a fastball, you come over the top, and the ball your hand's kind of sideways like you're throwing a football, and you just bring your hand down and release the ball, which will put a lot of spin on the ball, and it will dive and curve at the same time, if you get it right. A lot of people say throw a curveball like you're closing blinds or pulling the string on the blinds to raise them up. When you pull the string, you just pull down like this, really gently. You don't just snap your arm down. You pull your whole arm down with it. That's how they recommend to throw a curveball. When people get older, though, they will throw it and put a lot of snap on it, but that's when they're more developed, and it will not hurt their arms. The next and final pitch is a splitter. You hold the ball between your fingers like this, back in your hand, back as far as you can. And it's hard to get this down the first time because your fingers are not meant to stretch this far. They're usually about here, so you got to work into it. And when you throw this, you throw it like your circle change. You come through, you just drop the hands when you let go of it. And this ball will go slower and have some more movement on it. It looks exactly like a fastball. The reason it doesn't go as fast as a fastball is because you're not pushing it. It's just kind of sliding out of your hands and doesn't have that extra push to go faster. So these are just a few abbreviated lessons on how to throw a few pitches. And I hope this helps young baseball players in helping them learn how to throw some new pitches and mix it up a little bit out there. Thank you very much.